why are international governments soft on Khalistanis? Is it appeasement or is there more to this? This is the question that we are asking tonight because an Indian consulate was set on fire. And by the way, this happened in a country that calls itself a close friend, a strategic partner of India. I'm talking about the United States. The Indian consulate in San Francisco was attacked and set on fire. The video was later shared on Twitter by Khalistani supporters. The caption read, "Violence begets violence." The video was carefully edited, by the way, to send out a message. It featured news articles on the death of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. This man, he was the chief of Canada-based KTF, or the Khalistan Tiger Force. Nijjar was on India's list of most wanted terrorists, and he was shot dead in Canada last month. Basically, Khalistanis are telling the world this was a revenge attack. But that's not important. There are people in this world who believe the earth is flat. There are countries, read China, that believe they own an entire sea. The world cannot function on their whims and fancies, can it? But it does function on law and order. Where was American law and order when the embassy was set on fire? How could the local government allow the materialization of such an attack? Was it a security lapse or was there more to this? Mind you, this is not a one-off case. This was the second attack on the same embassy in 4 months. In March, India reminded the United States of its quote-unquote basic obligation to protect and secure diplomatic representation. New Delhi also called on Washington to take appropriate measures to prevent the recurrence of such incidents. And it took just 4 months for history to repeat itself. And once again, the United States was caught napping. Did it have no intel, or did it not have enough security deployed to protect the Indian diplomatic enclave? Just have a look at how India guards the US Embassy in New Delhi. On most days, Indian security personnel block a chunk of a main road in the heart of the Indian national capital to ensure America's diplomatic mission is safe, that its staff and diplomats are safe. So shouldn't America extend the same level of security? If not, what good is a strategic partner? And mind you, this is not just in good faith, but in accordance with international law. Why don't I read out for you Article 22 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, 1961. It states, and I'm quoting, "The receiving state is under a special duty to take all appropriate steps to protect the premises of the mission against any intrusion or damage, and to prevent any disturbance of the peace of the mission or impairment of its dignity." Hundreds of staff work at the Consulate General of India in San Francisco. It serves multiple American states, including Alaska, Arizona, California, Hawaii, Montana, Nevada, Utah, Washington. The United States failed to protect this complex. And this is downright bizarre given the country's post-9/11 obsession with security. If you fly to the United States, they double-check you. You apply for a visa and they have the most rigorous process. But for the office issuing visas for India, there isn't enough security. What explains this? Let me tell you, appeasement. This is America being soft on Khalistanis. And why is that? You see, they cast votes. They are influential, moneyed. The United States will want to be in the good books of this vote bank. And why just the United States? There was an attack on the Indian embassy in London in March this year itself. Extremists climbed the embassy building. They broke the windows. They pulled down the tricolor. It has been 4 months, and last we checked, the UK is yet to press charges. So what explains this? There were 50-odd men involved in this incident. Many of their faces have been caught on camera. The world knows what happened. So what is taking the UK so long to bring the Khalistanis to justice? The answer, once again, is appeasement. So on camera, leaders continue the farce of good relations and best relations. In reality, their priority is security of their vote banks, even if it comes at the cost of losing credibility. Ask Rishi Sunak. His approval rating among the Conservatives has fallen to its lowest. In fact, his approval rating is in negative, and this is a first, by the way, since he moved to Downing Street. Cracking down on the Khalistanis would not only have helped Sunak portray himself as a strong and powerful leader, but also one who can tell wrong from right. How did the US react to the attack on a diplomatic enclave on its soil? US State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller has said, and I'm quoting, "The US strongly condemns the reported vandalism and attempted arson against the Indian Consulate in San Francisco. Vandalism or violence against diplomatic facilities or foreign diplomats in the US is a criminal offense." The question is, what is America planning to do to punish the criminals? Will it bring rogue elements to justice? And what about Canada, the hotbed of the Khalistani movement? Extremists there are planning to march to Indian missions. Not just that, Khalistanis have put out violent posters. They have words like, quote-unquote, "kill India." And on these posters are photographs of India's High Commissioner to Ottawa, Sanjay Kumar Verma, India's Consul General in Toronto, Apurva Srivastava, also India's Consul General in Vancouver. India has told Canada, the UK, the US and Australia not to give space to the Khalistanis. So what does Canada have to say about the Khalistanis' call for attacks on Indian diplomats? Let me just quote Melanie Joly, Canada's Minister of Foreign Affairs. She says, and I'm quoting, "Canada takes its obligations under Vienna Conventions regarding the safety of diplomats very seriously. Canada remains in close contact with Indian officials in light of some of the promotional material circulating online regarding a protest planned for the 8th of July, which are unacceptable." The 8th of July is 4 days away. We will see if Canada does indeed stop these extremists or falls into the appeasement trap. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.